Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he will? Welcome, D Nice. Welcome, Sh5N15. Welcome, So Golden. Yes, let us go. Welcome, Bullet Magnet. Just testing the mic, that's all. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I feel like some of my eyebrows missing right here. I don't know where it went. Is it the lighting? No, it's just gone. That's weird. Has it been missing all day? Nobody told me. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, we can all hear me. Everything good. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Tasha. Hello, darling Nikki. No foolishness today. We're 100% serious. Hello, Kenny. Okay, we're 99% serious. Kenny's here. So Jonathan Majors has been he has been charged. He has been charged with 2 of 4 of the things he was accused of. We're not going through that today. That just happened like suddenly before this live stream. Like I think maybe earlier today I was reading it and it was like they're deliberating and it was looking like they were going to be deliberating for a really long time. And then like 15 minutes later, I was getting a text message from my friends talking about, oh, did you see what happened with Jonathan Majors? And I was like, oh yeah, they're deliberating about his charges. It looks like they're gonna figure out like what to do with it soon and whether or not he's guilty. And they was like, no, they're done deliberating. He was guilty. They found him guilty. Guilty. Jonathan Majors is guilty of 2 charges: assault and harassment. That's what I read today. The sound effects. Anywho, no, we're not joking today. We're being serious. And to shake things up a little bit. That's weird. I see a blip. I just see a blip. It's just blipping on and off the screen. That's weird. To shake things up today, instead of tea, I have a protein shake. I decided that tea is childish. People who drink tea are childish. I don't think grown people drink tea. I think children drink tea. I'm not a child, so I drink protein. So I made this protein shake. And yeah, that's what I'm going to drink today. Those fighting words, petty, I drink tea. Well, I said what I said. It's childish, and I think we can admit that. It's okay to admit when we're childish. It's okay to say that. You can say it. You can say, I'm childish. Type it in the chat for me, please. Type, I'm childish. Or I'm going to time you out for 30 seconds. Okay, so now that we have some people in the room, let's quickly, briefly go through Jonathan Majors. Did you work out too? No, we're just going to start with the protein shakes. What we're going to do is, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get the body and the mind ready first. It's important to we want to okay. That was probably it. It was too much purple. I was like, why is the screen? My screen is just turning purple periodically. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it was probably too much purple. I had to let Siri know she needs to tone it down a little bit. Taking too many liberties. And that's the problem with modern women. Yes, I'm talking about Siri and modern women today because men have complaints with women, and I feel like it's important for us to just go through those complaints and just look at them and see what they are and see some examples of them and just hear men and what men are saying. I think that's very important. I think men today just don't have a voice in this patriarchy. No one cares about the men in this patriarchy. No one listens to the men in this patriarchy, and men just don't get their way in this patriarchy. So I think today we should dedicate this one to the men, and we should actually celebrate, because I see that a woman was picked recently, and you can probably see that from the title of this video and or thumbnail, depending on what it looks like. But a woman was picked, and I'm so sick of I'm just sick of seeing a woman who's picked and getting angry. I think I should get happy when people get picked, and I think we should celebrate who they got picked by. So today we're going to look at some pickers. Don't know why that felt like a slur. We're going to look at some pickers, excuse me, and see who got picked and celebrate them. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. But before that, Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. Let me see if I can pull this up, because I do think this is important. Because I saw something recently. Where is it? I saw something. This was before today. I'm trying to pull it up. This was like yesterday or 2 or 3 days ago. Oh, here, this might be it. Let me pull it up. Petty gonna abuse that sound effect all night. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing. You're going to reside in the comments. But I'm gonna open up the panel later in case y'all want to get sound affected in your face. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good getting closer amid assault trial report. Jonathan Majors and Megan's Good relationship is reportedly getting more serious. Mind you, I read all of this before everything happened today, so I wanted to go to this first because my thoughts on what happened today are sudden and not fully fleshed out. So that's probably a different video. But Jonathan Majors and Megan Good's relationship is reportedly growing stronger amid the former's ongoing assault trial. Sources close to the couple told TMZ that Megan is also struggling to deal with the trial. They say it was difficult for her to listen on while accuser Grace Jabari described their abusive relationship in court. It was very difficult for Megan. It was very difficult for her to sit there and just listen to all of it. And it strengthened her relationship with Jonathan Majors. I'm not reading the article right now. I'm just like summarizing what I've read so far. Her relationship was strengthened because it was difficult for her to sit and listen to the accuser describe their abusive relationship in court. Got it. In particular, Megan is apparently most upset with the text exchanges the alleged victim continues to resurface. If you guys are unaware about the text exchanges, luckily, have you guys ever heard of something called IdGab? Have you ever heard of her? I was like just rushing to look at the text, like where are they? I was searching online, I couldn't find them. But luckily, there's a channel called Themis and Thoth, And apparently, Themis and Thoth has a podcast, and it's called IdGab. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of anything like that before, but let me put it up on the screen now because it's like oh, he looks familiar. So I'm not very familiar with this channel. I would say everyone on the screen is attractive though. So at the very least, they're very beautiful and like aesthetically pleasing panel. But this is something called IdGab. And luckily, they actually have the text messages for us. So I'm going to put them on the screen and we can listen to them kind of go through the text messages. It's not too long, so I'll let the whole portion play out. That's what I'll do. Because I think it's very important we look at the text that Megan Good said she was upset with before we get into the rest of Jonathan Majors. So let's listen to these beautiful people on the screen now.
With you, I completely agree. All right, here.
Is this Jonathan or is this her? Who's in blue?
Petty, do you want to be blue and then I can be the other one?
Wait, no, then you be blue.
Me?
Yeah, because this is her.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta be the alleged anyway. Okay.
Well, none of us are any of these people, Petty. We're just reading. Okay. I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so, or don't trust me to. I promise I would never mention you, but I understand your fear.
All right, pause. What do you think that fear was? Why do you think that this is an A-list celebrity? This woman is talking about going to the doctor. What do you think this fear was? Because I'm confused as to why people are confused. Go ahead, Petty.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Petty.
You can't reject love if there's no real love. It's just lip service. I gave you love last night and this morning before I got out of bed. When you got up, you were not full of love at all. I didn't feel it at all. You could have just given me a hug or walked close to me or asked me if you could have given me a hug, not the other way around. It works both ways. I would probably mill myself. It's not really contemplating anymore.
What?
I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. I've already put things in motion.
Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to call someone. I'm sorry for not hugging you this morning. I really am. I was sleepy and disoriented by the fact that you thought I would break your necklace. I love you so much, obviously. What do you mean you've put this in motion?
It's just fake. And I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions. And as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation. Even if you do lie and they suspect something.
I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you?
All right. I don't know how to address.
Let me first ask. Jonathan Majors' team released this?
Good.
We know what happened the last time his team released something.
I actually don't know which team released.
His team thought was going to make him look good and stuff. Almost for you to have this is with it. There's a problem.
Let's you want to wait before yeah.
I feel like you want to be together, as in to not embarrass yourself for everything you've said to your friends and family. Last night I considered killing myself versus coming home. You said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and tried to give you that. I need love too. Or maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself. This way of existence is miserable. I want to. I think that was it. I think the text cut off there. So, first I'll say I understand that some people go through struggle and feel unalivey sometimes, but I do feel like the way it feels like Jonathan Majors is kind of weaponizing this and using it as a manipulative tactic against the white woman whom he was dating at the time. That does feel very disgusting to me. So these were the text messages that let's go back. In particular, Megan Good is apparently most upset with the text exchanges the alleged victim continues to resurface. She feels Jabari was manipulative and controlling with Majors. So, anyway, altogether, the situation is reportedly strengthening her connection with the Creed 3 actor Jonathan Majors. So that's that on that. Megan Good looked at those text messages where Jonathan said, I'm going to unalive myself. Don't go to the doctor or else it's going to be bad for me. And what Megan Good took away from that is, oh, well, that white woman is obviously manipulating you into saying that to manipulate her, but it was her manipulate. I don't know what Megan Good saw. I'm trying to put it together, but I can't. Let's continue reading this article. As for Jabari's testimony, she claimed that there's another more violent side of Majors. His face kind of changes when he gets into that place. She told the jury, he's a big guy, so you just want to step back, describing her mental state at the time of the relationship. She recalled, I felt I was existing in his world, emotionally and physically, all these ways. I didn't feel my autonomy. I had low self-esteem. I lost weight. I felt unconfident. I felt really dependent on him. He was the only one who knew what went on. I found it hard to see my family and friends. I felt I was lying to them. Now, this is really interesting because if you guys remember, I don't know if Idigab happens to have this clip. Like maybe I can try and search for it a little bit, but I'm just not sure if they have it. But I'm pretty sure there was also like a recording where Jonathan Majors was like, do you know who I am? I am the next Messiah, and I am going to lead all Black people in the world to Jesus under my wing, and I will restore the rainforest in Africa. I don't know if you guys remember that. Oh, and then he told her to act like Coretta Scott King combined with Michelle Obama and Serena Williams at the same time. He wanted her to be all of those. I don't know. I don't know why he wanted that woman to change her skin color, behavior. I don't know why he wanted her to do that. But like remembering that conversation, remembering listening to him say that to her, I completely understand the idea that someone feels like she is just like a side character in her own life and she's just existing in his world and having low self-esteem because like I can't imagine being with a partner and they're like, I'm so amazing, I'm so great, I am the next Jesus, and you are dragging me down every time people look at me. What are they going to say when they see this dead weight beside me? I can't imagine being in a relationship with someone like that and having high self-esteem. So I kind of get what she's saying here. But that's all I had to say as far as Megan Good. I just felt like her perspective was very interesting, and I don't quite understand it because whenever people take that perspective, they tend to be really vague and not very specific. So Megan Good, like the woman who's accusing him of things, is coming out with these text receipts in very specific examples where she felt like the relationship was abusive, and she's providing this as evidence. And then it feels like Jonathan Majors or Megan Good in this case is just like, yeah, that girl is manipulative, which is really, really vague. Not saying it's true, false, not taking sides either way on that, what Megan Good said specifically. It just feels extremely vague when the other side is pointing to like very specific examples, which have now been proven in court. So yeah, I need to know what Megan Good looked at. Maybe Jonathan Majors like photoshopped something and showed it to her and was like, look, see, all I did was ask how her day was. And she said, I'm gonna knock your head between the washer and dryer when I see you next time. I'm the victim. I don't know what text messages she showed him. Did you see the video of her chasing him? Yes. So I also wanted to talk about that. Not that specifically, just the updates I saw today. So he was found guilty of 2 out of 4 charges. I believe it was reckless assault and harassment. I'm going to put an asterisk on that until I confirm. Actually, I could just Google now. Please hold while here's some elevator music. Okay, so the jury found there was enough evidence to convict Majors on 2 counts: reckless assault and harassment. Okay, so it was reckless assault and harassment. Yay. So that's what he was found guilty of. He's awaiting sentencing in February 2024. People are expecting he's not going to spend time in jail since it's a misdemeanor. I think the main impact is going to be to his career. I don't even know, like maybe he'll pay a fine or something. I'm not sure exactly what will happen to him, if I'm being honest. I just don't see anything major happening to him outside of the impact to his career, because I just read an article talking about Marvel fired Jonathan Majors 15 minutes after that guilty verdict was after it was read. So Marvel was working very quickly. So probably blacklisted in Hollywood and maybe difficult to find work. That's what I would see being the main impact, not necessarily something that he suffers from the criminal or judicial system. So let's pause. Everybody drink water, stay hydrated. Reckless assault is basically just assault. Reckless assault is this assault made purposefully and recklessly with the intent of causing bodily harm with extreme disregard for the value of human life. I need to look up the other 2 charges. I was a little reluctant to go into this on this live stream, where actually it's 21 minutes in. We're not supposed to be spending this much time on it. We're supposed to be going over it in passing and then revisiting it maybe this weekend when I actually have time. But yeah, I think the main impact is going to be to his career. What I found interesting is that people were in the comments of most of the major news organizations I saw, and they were upset at the outcome in saying that Jonathan Majors is actually the victim. Someone brought up that she was not chasing him to get her kickback. She was chasing him. People were confused. Let's say confused for all sorts of reasons. They were like, if she was really beaten that day, why was she seen at a party later? And if that really happened, why would you be chasing someone who you're scared of, etc.? And I don't understand that perspective exactly. So I'll put the link in the comments, and maybe one of you guys can explain it to me. This is not like a setup. I genuinely don't understand that. Like I see people going out to eat with a husband who then they go home and be on that type timing. So I've never been the type to understand people who are like, how come they are behaving in this way in one instance and then saying they're scared in the other? Because I feel like both can be true. I feel like both can be true. What is he running away from? White women. Maybe he learned his lesson or something. I don't know. But yeah, people were upset in the comments. People were absolutely upset in the comments. And I didn't quite understand that. But people were defending him, saying he's actually the victim. And I feel like people who are saying that are completely ignoring any wrongdoing on his part, like ignoring any of the text messages or audio recording or him pushing her in the car on that on them pictures we saw. I think it was a picture, not a video, but I can go back and look. So I feel like when we go through text messages and he's articulating that he's scared that if she goes to the doctor for alleged abuse, well, it was alleged at the time. Alleged is a 2-syllable word, not 3. Apologies. I feel like these are some pretty damning evidence, and you have to like just completely ignore it to be like Jonathan Majors is 100% the victim, innocent of anything in this relationship. I feel like that's a weird stance to have. So And then with her saying, "Oh, I'll lie to them. I'll just say I fell down the stairs or hit my head on the wall or something like that." I forgot what she said exactly, but she was basically saying, "I'm just going to pretend I hurt myself and not something else happened." She didn't say what happened, but she said she was going to pretend. As well as him threatening to unalive himself and kind of manipulating her through that tactic. And what was the other one? I think after the immediately after, I don't know if you guys remember this because I'm pretty sure it was in like March, but didn't these allegations first come out, and instead of like it was, I don't think it was her who like filed anything. I think it was the police, and she was texting him like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to tell them what happened. I'm going to protect you. I love you." So it feels like for the entire duration there has, and his team posted that. I remember that specifically. His team posted that because they thought it made him look good for her to text and say, "Don't worry, I'm going to deny that you did anything to me, and I'm going to pretend that it didn't happen." um I don't know why his team thought that was good. I said they're the same team that Young Thug has. That's what I believe. Um, I don't know why they thought that was good, but I feel like there's been substantial evidence, and the jury seems to agree, at least on 2 out of 4 charges, that there was substantial evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Jonathan Majors was guilty of reckless assault and harassment. So, yeah, if you think Jonathan Majors is 100% innocent, you're delusional. In my mind, you're delusional, and you're ignoring everything. We can talk about. I think, if I remember correctly, he was bruised as well. So it is possible maybe she put her hands on him. Maybe they like argued and things were not as one way as people initially thought. That's fine if you believe that. After all, he wasn't found guilty of 4 out of 4 things. Like, maybe there is wiggle room in there. The jury seems to think so. So I don't think I necessarily mind people with those type of opinions, but the people who are like, "This man is innocent and this is an attempt to take a black man down," weird stance. The people who are saying he should be dating black women because they don't say why he should be dating black women, but there's an insinuation that he could be doing what he's doing and getting away with it because they're black women, who black women tend to not go to the police and report things that happen to them. And even when they do, I think black women are taken less seriously than white women. That's what it feels like is being said. Jonathan Major should have gotten with Megan Good a little earlier on, because then he wouldn't have to be going through all this. Now, in my mind, the lesson that Jonathan Major should be learning is not to put your hands on women. But apparently some people think the lesson he should be learning is not to put his hands on white women. So that's an interesting perspective, disgusting to me, but some people have it. Now, there were a couple things I wanted to touch on, and then we can get into our memes, and then we can get into our main topic. Because we're still going to celebrate women who get picked. I'm not going to call them pick me's. That's not what I'm going to do. Mahogany Pink would do it. I won't. We're better than that. We don't call names over here. We're going to celebrate because Megan Good, her relationship is stronger than ever, she said. This court case has done nothing but strengthen it. And, I'm happy when people get picked and they just happy being picked. And who picks them don't matter. They just happy being picked. Love it. I want to celebrate it because I know their husband ain't celebrating anything or doing anything positive in those relationships based on what I've been looking at. But instead of thinking about that, we can celebrate it. Their husband don't need to do anything positive. We can do it. So that's what we're going to get into. But what I wanted to get into first was something I saw on Reddit. Now, what I learned is black people are on Reddit. Black people are on Reddit. You wouldn't think so. But there's a whole black people Twitter something. I forgot what it's called, but there's a whole Reddit thread just for black people, black women, black men, black everything. We have our little sections over there. So don't judge me. I just said that's completely unrelated to what we're about to talk about. I'm just saying don't judge me for being on Reddit more regularly now, because it's totally a black people thing. So y'all not about to pretend I'm whitewashed on Reddit. That's not what you're going to do. Black women should stay out of Jonathan Majors' business. Black women should not deal with him at all. He made his choice. Who is Beyonce's mom defending? I completely forgot. Was it Jonathan Majors? Who was it? But I agree. To stay out of his business. Let him deal with what he has chosen. Let him deal with what he has done. That's my belief. It's not our responsibility to fix him. So I read a little thing on Reddit today. Batman. I caught a little Pokemon Batman. Let's watch that instead. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Hold up. Never mind. That's probably not suitable for this live stream. Apologies. Very serious topic. So this is a post on Reddit that interested me. I made sure to save it because when people say things that I think are interesting, I save it. I save the website. I download it to my hard drive. I save their names. I have everything that I feel like I need to make me comfortable. I just save it. So this man says, change my view. This is apparently a Reddit where you go to, people are supposed to give their view of something and you're supposed to argue with them in the comments and change their mind. So I guess they have like a debate fetish. I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea. But I don't know, Petty. A real Black person would have said what you not gonna do is. So let me give my thoughts on that quickly. Because I have thoughts on real Black people. I'm glad you brought that up. I am glad you brought that up. I was saving this. I was saving this for this tab. I was saving it. Thank you so much. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something real quick. Because I've never resonated with something. I don't resonate with this that much, but I find it funny. I'll say that.
Oh, bro, you know about the streets. No, I'm not. I'm from a gated community. I behave. You don't, you thug. Don't lecture me about being from the streets. I don't care. Fuck. Oh, bro, you know about the streets. No, I'm not. I'm from a gated community. I behave. You don't, you thug. Don't lecture me about being from the streets. I don't care. Fuck.
Y'all not about to tell me that's not funny. What y'all aren't going to do is tell me that wasn't funny. Somebody came and critiqued my humor on one of the live streams. What y'all aren't going to do is tell me my humor isn't funny. Hello, Cynthia. Welcome. Thank you for the $10. I'm going to put this to the wig fund since you didn't send one. Said you would. Never did. Don't like people who don't stand on their word, but it's fine. We don't have to talk about it here. That's not what the topic's about. But welcome. Cooking. What are you cooking today, Cynthia? I thought people were supposed to put eagles in the chat to alert me. I thought it was like I was supposed to get a warning. Like, you know how dogs can smell the air before the hurricane. I thought y'all was supposed to be giving me a heads up. I'm over here without my backspace clean, putting degenerate memes on the screen. Y'all just have me out here making a fool of myself, not knowing I have company. But this man said, change my view. There is little a man can do to protect himself from false RAPE or SA allegations. Hamburger steaks with gravy, mac and cheese, and rice with green beans. Okay, I've made hamburger helper before, so it's like kind of similar. That's good to know. We can both cook. I like that. Thank you. Some eagles. I appreciate it. So he says there's little a man can do to protect himself from false RAPE or SA allegations. Probably not the best time to interrupt with the recipe, but it's fine. We can get back into it. Not really interested in that at the moment. That's not what I'm interested in at the moment. What I'm more interested in is a comment on that. And it says, in my larger social circle, there was a woman, Amy, let's call her Amy, who told me she had an intimate encounter where she felt coerced and thought that that particular man, who she calls Zeke, was dangerous to the community and women in general, and the situation would have escalated to RAPE if she hadn't left. I don't share her view that it would have escalated to RAPE, and I've not told other people that I think the man is dangerous. Here is what Zeke did or has done that made me not take the view of Amy. Number one, Zeke is generally nice to women and interacts kindly with women who he's very unlikely to have sex with. Number two, Zeke has validated my feelings when I said another man has made me uncomfortable and assured me he would intervene if I pointed out a specific behavior of that man that I wanted stopped. Number three, I asked Zeke about the incident with Amy. He recounted the same story to me that Amy did and expressed remorse and fault for pushing her. It was like, I just want to cuddle, I don't want to kiss, and he kissed her anyway. He didn't deny what Amy said or get defensive that he did nothing wrong. This isn't exactly a false allegation since they both agree the events happened, but I think the escalation from a boundary was pushed to they are dangerous gets at what you're saying. While Zeke couldn't protect himself from Amy's words, the social consequences for him have been much less because of what I've outlined. So I don't know how you. Okay, so y'all are saying it in the comments. Zeke telling on himself. I don't understand. I didn't actually catch that the first time I read it. I just caught it now. I didn't realize that Zeke actually admitted to SAing her in his recollection of events, and he doesn't defend himself. He says, "Yes, I did do it," and I mean, he feels remorseful for it apparently, but yes, he did do it. So he did more than just pushing boundaries. He did push boundaries, but by his own admission, yes, he did SA her. So that's interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. Hello, positive vibes. Welcome. He didn't deny it. How can you protect someone from the truth? So let's go through some of the replies to that because I was proud. I was very proud of the replies. The first reply says, the main challenge to this is when awful people are convicted of awful crimes. Commonly, people say, oh, they were such a nice person. They are considered charming, etc., stuff like that. How a person interacts around you is not always a reflection of how they are behind closed doors with others, and holding space for that thought is important. That doesn't mean you should automatically condemn your friend, but one must be realistic about how well anyone can know someone. People mask and present outwardly how they want to be seen. He did admit to an important boundary being pushed. It's potentially quite serious, and it's perfectly reasonable. He is downplaying that to you and your friend. It was more aggressive in her reality than his. The fact you discounted this and put it last is telling of your own biases. In my view, my bias is to believe women. We don't gain a lot from vocalizing these feelings. We naturally know people are wary and often put blame back on us. She said it for a reason, and if she's a good friend, it's worth exploring that further. Excellent comment, by the way. That perfectly summed up all my thoughts. The next comment says, this comment really highlights why this whole thing is so murky. People can arrive at completely different conclusions of the same event. You don't seem to see what Zeke did as an assault, even though Zeke does, and the woman he assaulted does, but I do, even if it's on a smaller scale than other things that could have happened. And I think Amy is right to warn people. And just because someone is being nice and respectful of you doesn't make them incapable. Some people are snakes in the grass. The next comment says, so he kissed her against her will after she explicitly expressed that she didn't want that. Even if you have reasons to believe he wouldn't have escalated it further, that in itself is not acceptable behavior. I don't believe in immediately casting out every person who makes a mistake, but I also don't think just because someone is nice to women on a surface level or says he would intervene or that he is regretful of his actions, that means they will never overstep again. Hello, I didn't know the panel was open. Giorgio Nigioni. Okay. Well, he came up, wrote something weird in the private chat that I won't read out loud, and then left. So I'm gonna remove that link now because I forgot that was up there. Y'all were supposed to be coming up if for some reason you thought that Jonathan Majors was innocent, because I legitimately didn't understand why people think that and would like someone to explain it to me if they do think that, because I don't see how you could see any type of innocence in Jonathan Majors based on what we were watching. So that's what the link was for. But that time has passed. So please don't come up and write weird things in the private chat and then leave. Help, Petty, I got picked. Oh, don't worry. We're celebrating women who got picked today. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to celebrate women who got picked. But that was a part of something I wanted to talk about. All of this ties in together, by the way. All of this ties in together. Where is my notes tab? Now, what I'm going to do, this is an inappropriate time for the memes because we got into the serious stuff first. So I don't know how to separate it at the moment. I don't know how to separate it. But yeah, what I wanted to touch on was women who tend to like protect abusers. And I don't mean a woman protecting her own abuser, because there's research on things like Stockholm syndrome, women having a fear of coming out, women not tending to be believed, having a big burden of evidence to prove something happened, which people were talking about in the Jonathan Majors trial. It's not people don't tend to even go to jail, I think, for what he did. Generally, he's a celebrity, so there's a spotlight on him, and even him having a spotlight on him is like not really is pretty much getting a very light sentence. So these cases don't tend to go anywhere, and that combined with like Stockholm syndrome, a fear of coming out or being hurt again, I think can cause a person who's being abused to either protect their abuser or not want to tear their abuser down. But women who aren't in that relationship, I don't understand those women protecting the abuser. Like, I don't understand Megan Good coming out and being like, as I went to the court case and saw text messages of Jonathan Major saying he was going to unalive himself, and she can't go to the doctor and tell them what happened and what he did to her because it would look bad. And she's like, I'm going to just tell them I hit my head. Don't worry. No, y'all can't know. I'm going to just tell them I hit my head. I don't understand how Megan Good goes into that court case, listens to all that, and says, my relationship with Jonathan is now stronger. That woman was just manipulative in those text messages. Don't understand it. But we can move past that because we aren't supposed to be spending that much time on that, actually. We aren't. What we can move into is, I know you guys aren't very familiar with this conversation. I'm proud to see Black men and women breaking ground in just Black men and women are breaking ground and having very thought-provoking conversations, which I'm proud of personally. And this is one I haven't seen before. Have you guys ever heard of 50-50? Have you guys ever heard of that? No? Well, some people wanted to talk about, who pays on the first date and whether or not the man should, or if they should go 50-50 on the first date. And I just thought, wow, this is very thought-provoking. I've never heard a conversation like this before. This is just like my mind, the synapses in my neurons were just lighting up, and all types of activity was going on in my brain because I had never been like presented with content with such intellectual rigor before. And it really made me engage with critical thinking in a way that I never have before. So I thought we could watch some of that content today before we get into the serious topic, because I need a palate cleanser. So let's start with this. Let's start with this. This is something I saw on the interwebs.
You prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural body all the way.
Do you think guys prefer natural bodies or BBLs?
BBLs.
BBL.
Let me pause and say, first of all, I don't believe, oh no, we're not looking at the 50-50. That was definitely a joke. But we are looking at some very thought-provoking conversation about BBLs versus natural bodies. And I just wanted to quickly pause and say, I don't believe any of these on the street interviews because I went on a lady's TikTok, and what I learned is that she was in one of these like viral street interviews, and she was like, yeah, this man cut up everything that I said, rearranged it, made it seem like I was stupid, whatever have you. And I also learned that you can go to like a college campus and interview 50 people, and you can say, do you prefer BBL or natural body? And 40 of them gonna say BBL, and 10 of them are gonna say natural body. So I'm just going to show the 10 who said natural body to make it seem like whatever, or paint whatever narrative I'm interested in. So I completely like do not believe any videos like this at face value. We're just going to talk about the idea in it, and it's really short, so I'll let it play.
BBL bodies for sure. Niggas love that fake shit. You prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural body all the way.
Okay, it was just repeating. So I had a question. I'm about to put it in the chat now, because what y'all aren't going to do is sit in my chat. What y'all aren't going to do is sit in my chat as we go through this thought-provoking content, and y'all just sit down there and consume it and don't use your brain muscles at all. Excuse me, the brain doesn't have any muscle at all. I think it's the only part of the body that has no muscle. Maybe the eyes too. So not muscle, but you're not going to stretch out that brain meat. That didn't sound good. You're not going to use your brain. Not in my audience. No, what we like to do over here is think critically. So I need you all to engage with the poll, because I need some critical thinkers to answer the question natural body or BBL, because this is a question that I noticed is plaguing the Black community. Plaguing the Black community. The next question should have been, what is a natural body? Thank you. I think, so first let me say, whenever you have all of the men saying one thing and all of the women saying something completely different, I think you should turn to the research. If there's no research available, I think you should do your best. Maybe like look at what women are very popular on Instagram, who tends to make up their audience. Is it women, men, both? And also, what is a natural body? Let's ask that question, because what I learned is men say they don't like fake bodies, but I think when men think of a fake body, let me think of let me look up an image. All I have to do is type in botched surgery or something like that, and I believe I'm gonna find, oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let me find something suitable for work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that makes me sad. I'm not gonna put these on the screen. Oh, who is the lady who works for Gucci? Let me see. Not Gucci. Is it Louis Vuitton? 1 second. I need to pull this lady up. What is her name? Is it Versace? That's who it is. So let me pause. Let me first pause and say, we don't make fun of people here. We don't make fun of people here. We don't. If the BBL is from fat transfer, does that make it natural since you're simply redistributing natural body fat? I don't think the Black community has advanced far enough to answer that question yet. I think that would require critical thinking in a way that a conversation titled BBL versus natural body has not yet made it to that level of critical thinking. I know the conversation in itself is very advanced, but I don't think it's that advanced yet. I wouldn't consider it natural. I assume when they're saying fake or something like that, what they're talking about is surgical alteration as opposed to just I don't know, working out or something. But then you could argue even something like working out is not natural because you are altering your state by external means, in my opinion. So, but good question. So again, we don't make fun of people on this channel. So why are y'all bringing up Summer Walker? I just came back on camera. Excuse me. Oh, I had a weird cough. But we don't make fun of people here. We don't make fun of people here. And the images that I'm about to put on screen are simply for trying to understand what men are talking about when they say they don't like fake bodies. They don't like women who have had surgery or BBLs or something like that. So I'm going to share this image now. Sorry, I wanted to make sure we just really get a good just take it in. Take it in silence. Let's give it about 7 more seconds. So when people are saying they don't like quote unquote fake bodies, I think most men assume they will be able to look at a body and tell that it has been altered in some way surgically. Someone just became a member. Welcome to the membership, Mary Sparkles. Dab. Every member gets a dab. Wait, no, you didn't just become a member. You've been a member for 2 months. It's okay. You can just have an extra dab. It's fine. Destiny, I'm scared to get any surgery, but I don't mind. Just be safe. I was born with a BBL. Look, I'm gonna get all the surgery in the world. I'm break my legs and they gonna reattach them so I can be 6 feet tall. I'm gonna do the same thing with my arms so I can close the door from my bed and don't have to get up. I'm doing all types of surgery once the people are testing it right now. That's my belief, because it ain't no way you hear about a surgery coming out where you break your kneecaps and legs and then the doctor put duct tape on them back together a little longer, and then you do that over and over again and keep breaking your legs and healing them and breaking them and healing them until you get taller, and then you just never run again, I guess. I don't know. It's no way you hear about that and you're like, yes, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. So I'm gonna let the kinks get worked out. Y'all remember when, like, I'm pretty sure the BBL still has a very high mortality rate. I can look it up. Not now, I don't care that much. But I'm pretty sure the mortality rate used to be like extremely high, extremely high. So I would be one of the people who are like waiting for a couple years down the line once, you know, everybody's worked out the kinks and figured out where to take the fat from, where to put it. Once they figure out how to like adjust my legs without breaking them with a sledgehammer, because I did watch one of those surgeries on Vimeo or whatever video website. I did watch one of those surgeries, and the moment my doctor comes with a sledgehammer, as a doctor, what PhD qualified you to use a sledgehammer on my kneecaps? I need to know that. Which one was it? Which field? Is it pediatrics? Is it orthodontist? Which doctorates do you get that qualifies you to use a sledgehammer on my legs? Did someone run this past a construction worker first? Or did the doctor just grab a sledgehammer? Anywho, yeah, I think men are thinking about bodies that they can look at and they can tell that this has been altered in some way or isn't like a natural body. But the idea of plastic surgery and other cosmetic surgeries, in my opinion, is to look natural. I don't think people go into plastic surgery or getting a BBL wanting to look like they have surgery. So when people say they like natural bodies, I think what they mean is they like bodies that they can't tell are altered, but they also have a very specific type of body that they are looking for. I wish I could find the comment that brought it up so I could give you credit, but one of you said, what do they mean when they say natural bodies? Because what I noticed is even when people say natural bodies, they tend to be talking about a very specific type of body. And I learned this when I watched a video called, where is it? Who made this video? Because I'm gonna give credit. Oh, here it is. Society versus the Average Looking Black Woman by T. Noor. It was an amazing video. It's 21 minutes long. I really recommend you guys go and watch it. Maybe I'll put it in the description here or something. But I watch it and she goes all into how when Black women are celebrated, they tend to be like, number one, they tend to be light-skinned or have a curly hair pattern as opposed to like kinky, coily 4C. And they tend to be more conventionally attractive looking Black women. Black women who have like blemishes or flaws or who don't have a conventionally attractive body type or whose weight is not distributed in the same way that Kim Kardashian is after her surgeries. Those are not the natural bodies or natural Black women that are being celebrated, right? I also watched a different video, not about Black women, but about Black women's hair, specifically the natural hair movement, and how it was supposed to be a time where people with the most discriminated against hair type, which I think would be Black women with 4C hair, are uplifted and praised for their natural hair features. But even something like that prioritized typically light-skinned or biracial women with curly hair, looser curl patterns, as opposed to like the tighter, kinky, coily hair. So during this time period where we're supposed to be celebrating Black women's natural hair, what we're celebrating is people who like have their edges laid perfectly and who have curly hair, as opposed to like kinky, coily haired people who people would call like nappity. So that's what I learned. When people say they like natural hair or when people say they like natural bodies, they are not talking about like people with eczema. They are not talking about big people. They are not talking about people with hip dips. They are talking about people who look like Kim Kardashian, but who don't have the surgery. Or people who have the surgery, but they don't know that they have the surgery. So I don't care when people say they want something natural. I actually don't care at all. At all. At all. Let's go through our last meme and then we can get into the topic. We're an hour in. We're an hour in. We did not make good time. We did not make good time at all. Out here playing for 1 hour. Body gonna body. Thank you, Destiny. In a big rolly. I don't know how it goes. That's not my thingy, so it's fine. This is mama.arl. I'm about to put her TikTok in the chat in case you guys want to follow her, because y'all know I'm not about to steal from Black women. So y'all can go and give her like, share, follow, whatever you'd like to on her TikTok. I just put her name down in the comments, but let's watch together.
I do not care. If my man asks me for my whole paycheck, I'm going to give him my whole paycheck. You know why? Because how can he be a provider, right?
I'm listening.
How could a man be a provider if he has no money to provide?
A female said it, not me.
I get that. I genuinely feel like I'm literally one of the guys. Like, I'm not afraid to burp. I'm not afraid to fart. Like, I watch football. I literally have more guy friends than girlfriends because guys are like so much less drama.
They easier for real.
So we gotta protect
protect her, bro.
It does not matter if your husband comes home at 3 a.m. You should be up and cooking for him. He needs to have a hot meal when he comes home. No, sis. See, look at what I'm wearing versus what you're wearing.
Okay,
guys are more likely to respect me more because I show modesty, modest behavior, and you clearly like you don't respect yourself. So a guy is more likely to pick me than you because of the fact that the way I'm dressed. Yo, I totally agree with you. Like I think like a guy. That's why a lot of girls like don't like me because I have that like mindset. No, this is my hot take. No, this is gonna be my hot take. Okay, I just feel like if you wear makeup, you don't actually like yourself for real because why are you hiding yourself? Like like personally, like I'm natural. I feel like I'm the only girl on earth that doesn't have her body done, and I feel like that's why I'm like very rare.
Females should not be on the road, bro.
No. I'm a girl, and I agree with LaFrederick. Thank you. I feel like we don't really know what we're doing on the road, so it's like I feel like we really shouldn't be driving. Like, no, you're right. Like,
I think it's time that we start being nicer to females.
What? Frederick, stop! I'm done.
If you guys enjoyed that content and want to see more like it, go and follow Mama with 2 A's .Ari with 2 I's on TikTok because she has more, but we're not going to watch them all. We don't have time. Yeah, it was the way she started off with, as a woman, if my man wants my whole paycheck, I'm going to give him my whole paycheck because how is he going to be a provider if I don't give him the money to... Anyway, I loved it. Loved every second of it. Now let's watch this one more time for the road.
Oh, bro, you know about the streets. No, I'm not. I'm from a gated community. I behave. You don't, you thug. Don't lecture me about being from the streets. I don't care. Fuck.
Okay, the way he said you thug feels like a slur, but I'm gonna let it slide. Because pigment was dark enough for me. Not quite very dark, but dark enough for me. It's fine. Now let's get into the things. Awesome. So I saw a video that made me upset as I was browsing through TikTok. And it made me upset because it was like a 7-minute long video. I watched like 4 minutes before I just got tired and left. But to summarize it, basically it said that women need to get offline because the internet is warping women's perception of men. And that's it. That's the summary. It was like that for 7 minutes. In so many words, that's what they said for 7 minutes. And this upset me like immediately, like in the first couple seconds, it upset me because I feel like people read this backwards. The entire video was about the idea that women consume so much negative content about men online that when they go into their relationships or when they go into dating or into their marriage, they start inherently seeing their partner, if he's a male, as like in a negative way, right? With a bias, with a preconceived notion based on what they saw on internet videos. And that feels unusual to me. Because I feel like the real world is influencing the content, not necessarily the other way around. Now, I do think some people are being influenced by the content, or waking up, or whatever you want to call it, when it comes to just dealing with men. Shira7 is a thing. She has a large following. Shira7 is doing well, she and her husband. So I do understand. My understanding of things is that women are talking about experiences that they have had in real life, and these experiences determine what the content is about. The content doesn't make the experiences happen. I do think the content will, quote unquote, wake some women up about what they're experiencing or why they feel bad about what they're experiencing, or, hey, other people experience this too. You have community here. We've been there. So that was the first thing. But I ran into a second thing, maybe like the same day, but later, or the next day. And it was a TikTok account that was solely dedicated to showing men do good things. And my immediate reaction was being upset, which I think is bad, because there's nothing wrong with just showing men doing good things in their relationships and being good partners and such. But yeah, my first instinct was to be upset, because generally, and I'm not saying always, because I know people have an issue with not saying, when you don't say, what's the word, not all men or something like that. People have an issue with generally, even though generally does not mean always. But generally, this content tends to have an attached message of almost like a gaslighting message, to say, I don't like that word, by the way, but I'll use it here, where men are trying to say, oh, all of this stuff that women are talking about they experience with men, there is not actually a problem with men generally, right? It's probably just a few men, or it's just the men you date, but not all men, and not men generally, or not any significant number of men, right? I think men will use content of men doing good things to try to disprove that women are experiencing something as a collective with men as a collective. And they will use those examples as like, oh, here are a few men who aren't being reprehensible, so what you're saying is false. So it feels like channels like that tend to be dismissive of like real world dating issues, and choose to ignore what's actually happening amongst men and women, and prefer to just show a few good examples of men and try to argue that these good examples represent the general population, which in my opinion they don't. In my opinion is based on the research I've done. So the content, again, had the same tagline as the first one I just mentioned. It pretty much said, we see too much negative content about men, and it's important to see good examples of men doing good, specifically when it comes to relationships with women. So what I try to do, I feel like I can hear my neighbor showering. Like, I feel like I can hear water. I'm not going to say anything else, because I feel like once you pause and you're like, do you hear water? That's when the ceiling burst and a bunch of water fall down. So I'm not going to say anything else about that. But yeah, the content has the same tagline. Oh, women consume too much negative content about men. It's important to see positive content about men. So I try to put my pride to the side, and I try to be fair. There is not a leak. I just hear water just sloshing. I don't know where it is. It's not here. But yeah, I tried to put my pride to the side. I tried to come at this from a fair and nuanced perspective. That could be a viral moment. I'm not about to go viral getting splashed. Let's see. I'm losing my train of thought because of the water. I try to be fair. I understand the idea that consuming negative content about men every single day can leave you with a pessimistic view of things. And upon looking into the content creator more, what I learned was it was a channel run by a woman, and the reason she says she's presenting good examples of men is because she says it's important for women to avoid bad men. And why is everybody calling me right now? Let these be my upstairs neighbors saying, get out, it's about to fall down on you. This is scaring me. I feel I'm about to move my setup across the room in real time. Have you guys ever wondered what the other side of the room looks like? You might find out today as I figure this out. She says it's important for women to see examples of good men, but interestingly enough, she doesn't do this to dismiss women as a collective's critique of men. She doesn't do this to say not all men are bad. She doesn't do this to say what the research is saying about men generally is false. She does it because she believes it's okay. Nothing happened, guys. She does it because she believes in a concept called if he wanted to, he would. So when you're consuming negative content of men online who are like ruining their wedding vows or dragging their wife for some reason, or I saw a man like rip a puzzle apart for no reason. When you're watching videos of men be reprehensible day in and day out, it's important for you to also look at content where men are being absolutely outstanding citizens and husbands and partners and all that good stuff. Men who show women love. I was going to say unconditionally, but not unconditionally, but I'll just use the word unconditionally, and who actually genuinely look like they want to be with their partners and not they're suffering or something. So I actually don't disagree with that idea, because Russell Wilson is a whole person out here who I believe we can all look at and say, if he wanted to, he would. Hello, chicken pot pie. I haven't seen you here before. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so I think that's important. But enough of that. What we can get into first is this puzzle, because it just came up in my look at that. I didn't even have to go to my notes to pull it up. It came right up in my feed. Right up in that feed. Perfect. So first, let's look at some examples of what I think are negative interactions. Let's do that.
See, it works.
Wow.
It works. I told you. It's a little puppy dog.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Oops.
No said this is a skit. First of all, I don't believe this is a skit. We are going to get into the follow-up video in the follow-up video. But first, I just want us to take this in.
See, it works.
Wow.
It works. I told you. It's a little puppy dog.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Oops.
It frozeth. Okay, so let me go ahead and say, before we get into the follow-up video, the woman in this video came out and explained that it was actually a skit and she was the mastermind behind it, etc. We'll get into that. But prior to her doing that, we didn't know this was a skit. There was no indication that this was made up. I still don't believe it's a skit, by the way, but that's what she said. We had no indication. Her caption says, if anyone knows a good divorce lawyer, let me know. Hashtag divorce, hashtag puzzle, hashtag destroyed. She came back to try to do damage control. We're gonna get into it. Y'all are ahead. Let's stay with, we just consumed this content. How do we feel about it? Let's see what people are saying about it in the, yeah, where is the funny? Where is the funny? That's a good question. I wonder what she thinks was funny about that. That would be interesting to know, because a lot of people in the comments were saying this seems abusive. I don't know if it's abusive or not. I think that would have to be determined by like a criminal or legal expert. But I do know it seemed very icky to me, and I don't know where the funny was. Let's see. People are asking, where's the red flag guy? This is a major red flag. It's a red flag that he truly doesn't care about you and your hobbies. Get away before it gets worse, love. This is actually such a red flag. This is absolutely divorce worthy. He was way too aggressive for that. The rage I felt in my bones with the oops. Why does your happiness make him violent? Be safe, love. I'd cry. He's intentionally being cruel and trying to ruin your joy. We're going through the comments, by the way, because the woman in this video, when she came out to say that, oh, actually, it wasn't real. It was totally fake. I made it up to be funny. She was upset with the people in the comments, and we'll let her explain why. But I wanted to go through the comments so we could understand what she's upset at. So the comments are saying, I would cry. He's intentionally being cruel and trying to ruin your joy. When you say future ex, I hope this is an old video and now he is your current ex. People are saying this made me see red. He saw how happy it made you, then destroyed it because he thought it would be funny to hurt your feelings. You deserve better. Divorce him. So people are saying their heart dropped. People are saying, oh, hell would freeze over before I picked up a single piece of that puzzle. That's not a joke or prank. That's aggression. Never tolerate that. He'll apologize, but then do something else just as aggressive. So that's oh, somebody said they would put Nair in his shampoo bottle. That's funny. The Nair in the shampoo bottle is funny. I think I saw somebody say, what did they say about some shampoo? Not shampoo. They would put some oil or something on the bathtub floor, something out of a Tyler Perry movie. I don't remember what they said exactly, but they were like, I'm gonna grease up that floor and hit them with a Anywho, I don't condone violence. I don't do that. Let me start by saying that. But I think it's important that we understand what the comments are saying in that video, because what it feels like the comments are saying is, at face value, this looks like abuse. This looks like a red flag. It's concerning that he's aggressive towards you just because you're happy. He doesn't like your hobby. This is a red flag. That's all we knew at the time. Now let's listen to her response. And she said it was a skit or something like that.
Okay, so I went live tonight, but I do want to just address things one more time for people who didn't get to see it. First of all, in the beginning of my live, like I mentioned there, I will also mention here, for victims of domestic violence and people who were very offended by this video, I am sorry that you felt that way about this. It was not intended to be like that at all. It was intended to just be lighthearted fun that we were having. People who made gross comments about my family and children, I hope you get the help that you deserve and need. Same for domestic violence survivors or people who are still.
Actually, let me pause and go back a little bit, just a little bit. Let me pause and go back just a little bit. Why is it buffering? Why is the internet? So let's talk about the internet.
Who were very offended by.
No, don't speak yet, ma'am. Let's talk about the internet, just holistically, not like Verizon or Suddenlink or AT&T or Optimum or whoever you use. Let's just talk about the internet. Why is the internet playing today of all days? Anywho, let's get back into it. We don't have to talk about the internet.
By this video, I am sorry that you felt that way about this. It was not intended to be like that at all. It was intended to just be lighthearted fun that we were having.
Okay, so it was intended to be lighthearted fun. Let me quickly go back to the lighthearted fun.
See, it works.
Wow.
It works. I told you. It's a little puppy dog.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, I'll say, if it's not fake, excuse me, if it is fake, they are some amazing actors. Amazing. Now they don't have a career in comedy, but acting, who? Okay. Now let me, what was she saying?
That way about this. It was not intended to be like that at all. It was intended to just be lighthearted fun that we were having. People who made gross comments about my family and children, I hope you get the help that you deserve and need.
Let me write that down. 1 second. Sorry. Hope you get the help you need. Got it. Writing that down. We'll come back to it.
Same for domestic violence survivors or people who are still suffering through it. I hope you get the therapy and help you deserve. However, the whole background behind this video is
Oh, where's that comment? Thank you for saying it. Where is it? Somebody said, where is the man? Somebody was like, where is the man to explain? We're going to touch on that today because we're going to watch a couple more clips. And what I noticed is whenever there's a video of a man mistreating his wife or girlfriend, the woman always comes out to defend both herself and the man. The man don't have a lot to say generally, as far as like defending his wife. That's something that I noticed that was interesting. But I'm looking for, I can't find the comment, so we can just let it go.
planned everything. I decided that I was going to like lift that puzzle up and I wanted him to come and smack it out of my hands because I thought that was funny. My kind of funny is not going to be your kind of funny. And people keep making comments about how they don't like that I said that, but it's just true. You can definitely block me. Please unfollow me. It's fine. It's not going to bother me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I might not just be your taste, and that's okay. But me and my husband, we joke like this all the time. I slap his phone out of his hand. He does the same thing to me. If he's eating a sandwich, I'll grab it out and take a bite of it and then just throw it back on the plate, or stealing each other's cookies off of our plates, or the last bite of dessert, like just silly things all the time. Chaotic, intrusive thought things that are just fun to us. We think that this is all hilarious. So again, you might not like what I like and think is funny, and that's okay. I like people like Bert Kreischer and Christina Pajinski and Tom Segura, of course. And so, if you don't like their comedy, you're probably not going to like what I think is funny, and that is okay. You do not have to follow me, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect to my husband or about my children. Don't stand for that. So you will be blocked. Otherwise, just block me first, because then we don't have to make this weird between us. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, have a great night, everybody.
I don't know any of those comedians she said she likes. I wonder if I Google them, will stuff like the have y'all heard of Matt Rife? I wonder if stuff like that'll come up, because Matt Rife is a comedian, allegedly, and he had comments to make about women being in the kitchen and women being beaten, and women wouldn't be beaten if they didn't leave the kitchen. And maybe why would they have a domestic abuse victim out in the public? They need to hide her. Maybe if she was back in the kitchen, she wouldn't have been abused. So Matt Rife makes jokes like those, and he and his fans were upset that people didn't find the jokes funny. So I'm wondering if maybe the comedians that this woman just listed are kind of like that, where they're just like, here's an example of my husband being abusive, and people are like, oh my God, that's not very funny. And then they get upset because people don't find that funny. I'm not sure how you get that line of thinking. I have no idea where that comes from, but some people have it, and she might be one of them. So I noticed two things that she's upset at in the video. She seems to be upset that people don't find it funny when we watch the video, unknowingly that it was a skit, right? Of what looks like her husband being abusive towards her. And she is upset at people for saying things about her and her kids. Now, I don't know exactly what she's referencing when she says that, because the only thing I can find in the comments of the original video is like, oh my God, you need to escape. You and your children need to escape him before something happens to you both. So I'm not sure if she's upset. Maybe you should put hashtag skit, hashtag fake, instead of like hashtag divorce. Someone let me know a divorce lawyer so I can escape. Like maybe you should have did something to let us know it was a skit. And then you wouldn't be upset that people are telling you to leave your husband. So I have no idea what that's about. No idea. But we can get into our next video. Actually, before we do that, let me see what the comments on this were saying. You won't tolerate using us disrespecting you, but your man can go buck wild. Yeah, she likes that. They do it to each other, she says. Just like something fun to do. Oh my God, let's ruin each other's hobbies. Fun. Get it? Get it? Somebody said, wait, is she gaslighting us? Somebody quoted her and said, I hope you get the help and therapy you deserve. And they said, I think the call is coming from inside the house. Someone said, I used to make excuses for my ex as well. I really hope it was just a joke. Just didn't seem like it. And I'm telling y'all, they need to get that acting career going off. I don't know what they're doing on TikTok. They need to go and be in Snowfall. I don't know what Snowfall is about, but Snow is white. I assume it's about white people. So they need to go and be in Snowfall. They're both white. Her trying to convince herself she thought of it as a joke. Someone update me in 2 years, please. She's telling us she hopes we get the help we need. We hope she gets the help she needs. Somebody said, is the lighthearted fun in the room with us? Somebody said, your face told it all. You can tell you didn't know he was going to do that. Somebody said, I planned it all versus we do this kind of stuff to each other all the time, which is it? Wait, excuse me. We are not critiquing people today. What we're doing is celebrating. We are celebrating people who got picked. That is what we're doing. So I apologize. I apologize. We got way off topic. We are supposed to be celebrating people who got picked. And this woman got picked by a catch. In her opinion, she was saying in the comments as she was arguing with people. So let's watch. She wanted to hit a part 2. She wanted to hit a remix. So let's see the remix real quick.
Okay. So with this one, since it's 1,000 pieces, it's more flimsy. So I can't pick it up. Like I could the last one.
Is this the one that you actually want to?
I don't understand. All right, let's hit this speed test on stream. Let's hit this speed test on stream. It ain't no way. That's what we about to do. So let me pause, actually. Let me take this off the screen. I didn't realize it, but when you go to that speed test, you're desperate. That's what I just realized as I pulled it up. Every time that I've ever pulled up the speed test, I've been desperate. I've been plugging in and unplugging the internet cable. Anyway, we don't have to do the speed test. Apologies. We're not going to be desperate on stream. Let's see if our video is ready to act right.
Okay. So with this one, since it's 1,000 pieces, it's more flimsy. So I can't pick it up like I could the last one.
Is this the one that you actually want to frame?
Yes, I want to frame this one. It's completely done.
Well, we're not missing a piece on this one, so we can actually frame it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's completed 100%.
It's nice. 1,000 pieces, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did get cardboard today, so.
Okay, we'll go get the cardboard out of the garage and then we can put it on there for me to frame it.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Hey, thanks Google for ruining the video.
It's like we'll act like as if you're
Oh, this is the, what does that say? The planning committee pregame discussion. Okay.
like I'll ask you like go get the cardboard so we can put it on here. We'll show everyone in the video, and then right after I say that you'll say whatever you want to say, and then put your hands on it and like slide it off the table, and it'll fall to pieces. It'll be hilarious.
Oh my God, I can't believe they actually got the plan on camera. What a coincidence. She actually caught them planning it on camera. We have been debunked, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why you guys were saying it was real. I don't know why y'all were saying it's not a skit. Literally, it was just pre-planned. She planned the whole thing. She planned the whole thing. Somebody said you two deserve each other. Aww. Aww. Somebody said the Google Home trying to save you two. Y'all can go back and rewatch it for that. I'm not playing it back. I'm speechless. Ill, girl, not a good look for you, but I guess whatever gets the views. Whatever gets the views. How embarrassing for you. It's a joke, y'all. Relax. So, she found an amazing man who accepts her and her humor. Oh, she's a boy mom. Interesting. Treasure these. Not about to play that copyright music. Apparently, she's a boy mom. Why are people in the comments on her video saying, of course, she's a boy mom? Why are they saying, girl, we hate that man? Okay, she's a boy mom. I'm not gonna keep that on screen because the children had nothing to do with it. But that was bonus Becky. She finds certain things funny. It was all staged, and we got owned. We just got owned. Oh my goodness. We just got owned. So we already talked about people who are defending, assuming this is a skit and it's not real. You would think that someone would come out and say, oh my God, I completely understand why people would look at this as abuse, but that's not what it was. It was just my style of humor. However, I understand how it could be taken that way. Thank you, everyone, for your concern for me and my family, but I assure you there's no abuse going on. That might have been better received. I'm not going to say well received because people would have been salty. But I think that would have been better received than you telling us we need help and to stop commenting on you and your kids that we thought were in a abusive situation, and then coming to clap back at us with a part 2. So go off. Go off. Now, I think there is an increasing number of men in the comments. This is a segue, by the way, not a very good one. There is an increasing number of men in the comments where women discuss their standards when dating, and men say something like, oh, you'll never find a man with that attitude. You will never find a man with those high standards. You're never going to get a man if you keep thinking this way. And I think that's very interesting, right? Because I don't think men understand that women aren't stupid, right? So there was a woman whose standards literally included, I remember watching this on TikTok. Her standards literally included no SA, no violence from husband. He can't like any type of violence. Like he can't be punching holes in walls. He can't be raising his voice at me or getting like in my face loud, nothing. and men were upset. Men were very upset in the comments. They were saying no violence, like none at all. They were like very upset with the idea that she wouldn't allow any type of harm towards herself from her husband. And they were saying, okay, you're going to stay single and you're going to die alone. You're never going to find a man with those standards. And I don't understand. Do people not understand that that is not the flex that you think it is? In my opinion, right? That is not the flex that you think it is. When you're bragging that you found filth and you partnered with filth and you married filth, and when other people are pointing out, hey, this person is filth, you are not, in my opinion, you're not holding any weight over anyone. When you're commenting about men who are filth, and you are describing men who are filth, and women are saying they don't want to date those women, and you're saying, okay, well, you're missing out on filth, that's not the flex that you think it is, right? So the men were in the comments saying lower your standards or die alone. And what I decided to do, which inspired this video, is maybe yes, no harm has to be a standard. Sad, isn't it? And apparently that standard is too high. Apparently that standard is too high. Maybe we can look at things from their perspective. Let's imagine for a second. Let's do a thought exercise. Oh, excuse me. I didn't even realize I had y'all voting on this poll, and I didn't even close the poll. My apologies. So 83% of y'all said y'all prefer natural, and 17% said BBLs. Thank you for voting. Be sure to leave a like on the video, by the way. It shows 9 likes, and there is definitely like more than 100 people in here. 9 likes is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I hope Cynthia's enjoying her meal more than I'm enjoying 9 likes, but I do appreciate the 9 people who liked. Or dislike if you want to. If you're not enjoying the content, you can always dislike, and you know what? Fuck you. YouTube lets us get just about 1 F-bomb per video, in my experience, that I say. Of course, we can watch content where they might say it. But in my experience, YouTube is going to allow me 1 F-bomb per video, and I'm going to use it. I'm absolutely going to use it. Y'all are crazy if you think I'm not going to use it. I have no idea why. No idea why. Y'all are saying it's 71, 89, 70. Okay, now I feel like y'all are making it up. It might be my thing is slow. So my internet is slow. I apologize if y'all actually are liking the video and I just can't see it because I don't know. I'm on the 5G one. I thought the 5G was better than the 2G band. I don't know what the band is, but I'm on the band. I'm on the 5G band. That's what the dude told me on the phone. Oh, you're not getting good service because you're on the 2G band. You got to get on the 5G band. I got on the 5G band. Now it feels worse, but it's okay. It's okay. You're bootleg. No, not that. It's at 760 likes. Thank you. Wow, amazing. So this is what I wanted to look at, right? I wanted to look at this because I see an increasing amount of men who are telling women to lower their standards when the bar feels like it's on the floor, right? And I thought maybe we can look at things from their perspective, right? Let's imagine, ladies, let's do a thought exercise, And before y'all say anything, because I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but I feel like I can hear y'all writing comments, like typing comments right now in response to what I just said, as far as taking their perspective. So, maybe I'm delusional or schizophrenic or something, but before you write the comment that you were about to write, let's pretend for a second. Let's pretend that you do lower your standards. And sure, you'll have to compromise, but in return, you get a man who punches your puzzles, and then you have to defend him online. Excuse me. In exchange, you get a male of the human species, right? Does this seem like a fair trade to you guys? Lower your standards a little bit. You get a man in return. fair trade. Can you just, for a second, imagine what it would be like? Just in your mind, can you envision what it would be like? Would it really be that bad? Well, you don't have to imagine. We can look at this clip right now and we can watch it in main time, real time. I'm sure you have all seen this clip before. I don't think we've talked about it before. So let's talk about it today.
When the groom said this earlier in the wedding day, anything you want to say to your future bride?
I hope we have a lot of sex. A lot.
I should have known his vows were going to go like this.
Woo. All right, let me take a swig. Drink some water, y'all. Make sure y'all are staying hydrated and drinking water. I'm gonna need liquid for this one. Ample liquids.
You're screwed. Only two things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty.
Let's let it play. Let's just let it play. I said, as the internet does what it did.
You keep my belly full and my balls empty. So you're amazing at half of it. We really need to get you some cooking lessons. Even when my belly isn't full, there is no one I could ever love more in this lifetime, unless I actually get a chance to meet Margot Robbie. Since the beginning, I was always told life gets even better when the kids fall asleep and you tell me to come to the bedroom. Nothing's better than the sound of gagging and headboard slamming.
Michael.
P.S. Since you're so good at making decisions like marrying me, you can choose whether tonight's going to end with being a toaster strudel or a Twinkie.
Alrighty. Being that I am his mom, I will deal with him later. He is grounded.
That's his mom. Oh, I forgot. This is an actual wedding, guys. Don't let the fact that they're in the middle of the woods, wherever Jeeper Creepers reside, fool you. This is actually a wedding. Their big day. This is their big day, their big moment that they will remember forever. In front of his wife, kids, her family, his family. Yep. This is the big day. Let's let it finish.
By all means.
So y'all know we're going to watch that one more time. We're going to watch that one more time, but I think it's important to let you guys know before you start going in here and saying, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. I can't believe that she experienced this. You have to remember that she got picked and we didn't. That's what I think we need to remember. Is it right for us to talk about someone who got picked when we didn't? Aren't we just being kind of bitter? Aren't we just being kind of bitter? You guys don't think so? She made a response. And I'm noticing a theme now. I didn't notice it before. I was just about to put it on the screen. But she made a response. And what I'm noticing in these situations where someone knocked the puzzle out of your hand and somebody come up to your special day and describe you completely as like a hole for them to use, essentially. The man is absent when it's time to come out and explain, oh, actually, she's not having a bad time and our relationship is actually very good and y'all better get off my wife. The man never comes out to say that. It's usually the woman who comes out to defend herself, and she comes out to defend her man, which I think is interesting. Let me quickly do what I love doing so much. Let's go to the comments. That's actually so sad though, because he only talked about her physical, not that he loved her, not anything like that. Oh, wait, she's in the comments. So I'm the bride. I'm the bride. And no, this isn't a red flag. We have been together for 10 years now and decided to get married right before our 10th year. Oh, they've been together for 10 years, but married now. Okay, that's interesting. Everybody's so creative. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that different? That's so different. Look at how different it is. Did you see how it's just not usual, but just different? I didn't say bad. It's just different. So she's in the comments. I didn't know she was actually in the comments defending her man. Oh, I love black women because the first response is from a black woman. She said, heavy on the oh, honey. That just feels like a black woman phrase. I don't stereotype people, but I will stereotype that phrase. Whew. Lord Jesus. They have 2 kids and have been together for a decade. I'd say she knows better than you. Woo. Somebody said that's an even bigger red flag. 10 years? 10 years. No ring, no paperwork, nothing. Just 10 years together. Just 10 years together. Nothing to show for it until now. We got picked, period. Somebody said, now I need to know what hers is. Oh my, in front of her family. A woman said she would be horrified, mortified. Somebody said they would walk away from the altar. Away from the altar. Instant divorce, not even joking. So most of the comments are like, I would have walked away from this. This is a red flag. I'm divorcing. How can he say this in front of his family? How can he take away this special day and make it like, you're my fleshlight now? So yay. How can he do this? And people just saying they would start crying and be emotional about it, right? So now that we've kind of read people's general reaction to it, let's look at hers. Let's look at her wedding vows, because they were interesting to say the least. They weren't what I expected, because let me just pause before I play them and say, I think it's really interesting how whenever girls come out and say, or women in this case, and say, oh, this is just our style of humor, this is just how we are, it feels like it's not bi-directional. It feels very very one-sided. Like it feels like someone is always the butt of the joke. The same someone, excuse me, is always the butt of the joke. Like it never alternates, or no, it feels very specifically like one person is the butt of the joke. But let's look at her vows.
My knight in shining armor, my best friend, my biggest pain.
The internet don't love me at all, and it's annoying. Anywho, her knight in shining armor. Let's rewind.
My knight in shining armor, my best friend, my biggest pain in the ass. Our adventure started a little shy of 10 years ago, and in that 10 years, we have already accomplished so much together and created a beautiful life. When I met you in school, I started crushing on you, but I didn't dare let it be known because I thought you were too good for me. So I let it go. If they say if you truly love someone or something, let it go. And if it comes back to you, then it was meant to be. Now here you are standing in front of me on our wedding day. I'm more than thankful for every day with you. You have completely stolen my heart, and I honestly never want you to give it back. You are one of the most selfless, funniest, caring people I have ever met, not to mention very accident prone. We've created.
Let me pause. That is what I feel like is like healthy banter. Like, oh my God, I love you so much. You're amazing. You can be accident prone sometimes. You know how clumsy you are, but you're my husband and I love you. What he did was like, you are a fleshlight for me to use. That is it. That is my vows. Goodbye, everybody. You are my fleshlight. That's it. But anywho, I thought you were too good for me. We're going to talk about when self-esteem meets ego. We're going to talk about it. Don't worry.
created two of the most beautiful girls in this world together. We bought our first house. We've made it through the rough times and the good times. And since I have you, I know we will always make it through. Thank you for choosing me to create your life with. I know I'm no model, by far not a good cook, unless you want soggy meatloaf. And
I know I'm not a model, and I know I'm not good at cooking. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not for me to decide who does and doesn't have self-esteem, but this makes me a little sad to hear, especially compared to his vows, where he plays on those insecurities. You can't clean, and you're not Margot Robbie. If she hit me up, I would drop you in a heartbeat. Anywho, thank you for choosing. Yep, that's what she said. Thank you for, I let you go and you came back around. Yay. After you had your fill of other women, I guess you came back here for number 2, second choice. Awesome.
as we all know, I'm the real sleeping beauty with a temper. But thank you for loving me still, the way you do. You are literally making the fairy tale I always dreamed of come true. Well, maybe a little more funnier than I imagined, but it's still way more than I could ever ask for. I will forever want you rocking beside me when we're old, talking about our day, making jokes, recalling memories. If you could leave out the passing gas, though, I'd greatly appreciate it. I love you so much, Michael John Lentini, and I promise to choose you every day for the rest of my life and beyond that.
Interesting. Just because Cantor said open the panel, I will. I'm going to try to stay on topic. There's not a lot more. That was the specific thing I wanted to talk about. That's the specific thing I want to talk about. So I will open the panel. I'll put the link in the comments now and let me pin it. As I do that, again, she says in her comment on the other video, where is it? Where is it? Oh, she doesn't say it in that comment. I think she says it in her response. I feel like my phone just rang. I'm always very popular as soon as I start the stream. The other 22 hours of the day, don't nobody care. Oh, you're streaming? Perfect time to call. Perfect time. But I wanted to quickly go into her response. Quickly go into her response. Before we go into her response, excuse me, we can go into the difference in vows is jaw-dropping. I'm no model. I can't cook. He compared her to Margot Robbie in his vows. Been there. It ruined me. Poor girls. Somebody said 10 years and that was his vows. Someone said the way her vows were about him and his vows were also about him. Someone said his vows were that of a clown and hers were sweet. The way she degrades herself in her speech and thanks him for loving her. Someone called her damaged. I don't do that to people. I don't think people are damaged just because who they choose to love or because they might have like insecurity or something. This makes me sad. I'm no model. I can't cook. This is what he is telling her. Someone says that's the problem. It's a black woman. Period. Poo. That's the problem. She thinks he's too good for her. Sad. And someone said the fact that their vows are drastically different. Someone said high school. That explains everything. She deserves better. I hope she leaves this man because of TikTok. Somebody said, I hope she leaves and F's his best friend, the only justice in this world for real. People are saying to run. You thought he was too good for you. That breaks me. Someone said she settled. And again, people just pointing out the differences between the two speeches and how his speech was very focused on sexual stuff and hers was like beautiful, in my opinion. Noble B, welcome to the
Wait, what happened to the other one? You didn't have both. Oh,
Kenny's being loud, but welcome to the membership. I hope you enjoyed your dab. Yes, he has daughters. Yep. She's no model. Yeah, people were like, she's very beautiful. And even if y'all don't think she is beautiful, he should. He should. He shouldn't be in here talking about. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna play the last one where she goes into oh, she turned the comments off. Oh, y'all know that's the best part of the. Anyway, she turned the comments off, but we can still look at her response because she has some words to say to you single ladies. She she has some words. You jealous women. You husbandless women. I'm just kidding, but let's see what she had to say actually.
So, if you've seen the vows on TikTok that have now gone viral, I'm that bride. So, with that being said, yes, I'm happy. Yes, I'm still married. Yes, I love my wedding. And there is nothing that I would have changed. I loved his vows. I loved my vows. I loved our wedding day. His vows showed a piece of his personality, which is the humor side, which is definitely Michael. My vows showed my side, a little bit of my personality, which is not outspoken like Michael. Very two opposites, and yet we go together so damn well.
Oh my god, I just realized their personalities actually like are perfect for each other. He degrades her and she lay down and take it and feels like she deserves it and that he's better than her. Like it works so good together actually. I never even considered that. They are so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I love it when people get picked.
I have known him since 2010. This is how he was since then. We started dating in 2013. He was like this then. So I knew what I was getting myself into when we started dating and before we got married, considering we've been together 10 years now. Um, I've seen people say we have a toxic relationship and that we aren't
Wait, where is he? Never mind. Sorry. Let me let her finish.
gonna last and this and that. And honestly, you can say what you want. I know you're wrong because I actually know my relationship and I know myself and I know Michael. So I'm sorry if you're just not that happy with your life. My life is very eventful all the time.
Ooh. Ooh. What y'all gonna do in the comments? What are you single unhappy women gonna do in the comments? Y'all sad. She got a man and she is happy, she said. She has alleged that she is a happy woman and y'all are sad. And that's why y'all want to talk down about what she has. Anywho,
There's never a dull moment in my relationship. I'm sorry if you don't have the same, and if you don't want the same, good for you. Go find someone who you think you deserve or deserves you. Michael is too good for me. I will say that I said that then before or when I met him. I say that now. I will say that to the day I die because, like I said, you guys don't truly know him. So you don't understand why or where I'm coming from when I say that.
see, y'all just don't know him. Y'all don't see. Y'all look at this video of a man punching a puzzle, ruining his wife's hobby. Y'all look at this video of a man, and he is just like, I know this is like a really important day. I think I'm going to use it to reduce you to a sexual object. Y'all look at this, but y'all don't realize behind the scenes things are. Whenever y'all look at a situation like this, where it feels like a man is like, I don't know, abusive or like narcissistic or something in public, I promise you guys, it's always 200% like super sweet, amazing guy behind the scenes. I promise. You guys are just too bitter to realize that. And I'm sick of y'all being bitter, if I'm being honest. We need to celebrate the fact that this woman got picked and y'all didn't. Y'all need to accept that reality. She has 37 more seconds she wants to give us. So let's let her give it to us.
I think that's pretty much it. Just the fact that the haters are going to hate And the people who actually thought that they were hilarious, thank you. I'm glad you actually get us, because a lot of people do not.
I want to know what the joke was. That was hilarious, by the way.
And it is what it is. I guess that's a good way of getting out the people that we definitely never want to be friends with, because me and them will not mix. So I'm gonna go to bed now. I hope you guys have a great night, whether you're a hater or not. Sweet dreams.
All right, what do you haters have to say, losers? Cause she just weeded out the bad ones. She weeded out the people who can't take a joke, because she will not mesh well with y'all. No, she won't. Y'all all in her comments talking about this man don't respect you, leave. Why would he do this on such a special day? This is a red flag. Y'all just can't take the joke. Ha, she got you. She caught you out. You fell into her trap. It was all a ploy. It was all a ploy to see who could and could not take a joke. And y'all got. Y'all are just haters, bitter, sad people who aren't in a happy relationship like she is. So that's it. That's literally my thoughts. This is just I feel like we should look at women who, instead of getting upset at a man for portraying you in such a light online and embarrassing you. This is something I don't understand, by the way. I'm trying to understand it, but I don't currently. Maybe it's trying to protect ego. Maybe it's insecurity. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know what it is that causes someone to do this, where your man will get up online and completely embarrass you. And instead of him coming out and apologizing, clearing things up, instead of you coming out and saying, no, our intention wasn't to do this. I understand why people might look at it as abusive. I understand why people might look at him as a narcissist or a red flag. I completely understand that. But actually, what's actually going on is X, Y, and Z. Instead of saying that, it feels like they always come out and like shame the people who care about them for feeling concerned at what we're looking at that looks like a glaring red flag. I never understand that. What is it about people seeing this like bright red flag and feeling concerned for you that makes you lash out at them? I don't quite understand that. Sha5 and 15, you came off mute. You came to defend her.
No, not defend her, but
You
I
were
think it's the
saying,
way she sees him, kind of like in a godlike manner-ish. She should be able to post him. He can do whatever he wants with no pushback, because she thinks he's, the cream of the crop, best thing since sliced white bread, and all that jazz. So whenever we say something, it's like, how dare you talk about, let's call him Jesus. How dare you talk trash about Jesus? You should be respecting him, all this and whatnot. Something like that.
so, I mean, I didn't consider the idea that someone would hold one of these men or both of them for some reason in such high regard that the idea that they're experiencing something negative is like foreign to them, and they legitimately can't understand why people in the comment section or who are responding and stitching and duetting this video are upset. Maybe that's why, because they look at this and they see zero issues and they have like zero ability to step outside of that worship perspective you just described to look at what we're looking at objectively, or not even objectively, just subject from our point of view. Like, step outside of your own frame, for example, where you just for some reason planned a video where a man punches a puzzle and you just present it like to us without saying it's a skit or anything like that. How do you think people would react to that? How do you think people would look at, what do you think people would feel about this? And how are you, I'm just like, how are you unable to take the perspective of your audience essentially? And genuinely be upset at your audience for like being like, oh, whoa, this is a problem. I don't understand that. I still don't, even after your explanation, but
Yeah,
maybe
it's not gonna make sense ever. But I also think because she's been with him for so long, certain things just kind of breeze past her. Oh, he did this in the past, that's just how he is, blah blah blah. I've been with him for so long, that's just how he is.
um yeah, it sounds like, what did she say? She let him go, and if it comes back, then it's meant to be, or something like that. You have to let it go, and if it chooses you, then it was meant to be. It sounds like he was cheating and she had to let him go out and cheat, in my opinion. I don't know that this actually happened, by the way. I don't know him or her, but it sounds like he was cheating, and she was like, I can't make you choose me. You have to choose me on your own, so I'm letting you go. And once he was done like sleeping around, he came back, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but that's what it sounds like. So sorry, I forgot what I was responding to.
He spun the block on her.
He's a Glock owner?
No, he spun the block on her.
Spun the block, yeah. Hey, nobody else wants me. Are you still interested? Yeah. Oh, good. Let's get together for like 10 years and then maybe get married. I don't know what the pitch was. I have no idea what the pitch was. That's unfortunate though. I'm actually not I'm not upset at her. I am upset at her, but I'm not like when I've looked into research around why, I'm not saying she's a victim. I don't know their situation personally, but based on research I have done around victims in abusive relationships, the research indicates that their reality can sometimes almost be warped. So I'm not upset at her per se. I just genuinely, I mean, that would explain. I think that actually, if your reality is warped and you're essentially seeing something that is not there, I can understand now why you might be launching a defense and why you might be upset at people for attacking who you feel like is like an amazing husband. I can understand from that perspective. Excuse me, Charleston White got arrested. What is going on today? Jonathan, hold up. I was going to say Jonathan made your friend got, anyway, sorry. As I looked that up, sorry, Kenny, you had more to add, or you came up here to?
Oh no, I just thought it was sad. She actually reminds me of one of my closest friends. She looks like the stressed out version of him in that reaction video that you just, the stressed out version of her in that video you just played last, where she was making excuses for him. But when she said he was too good for her, I was like, oh, okay, you're in the sunken place. And I just feel sad for her now, honestly.
Is that what it is? A sunken place?
No, I'm with Kenny. I feel bad for her. I feel like
Yeah.
both of the women are just kind of I feel like instead of just saying I'm embarrassed, they're just kind of making up stories or making up whatever to kind of cope with the fact that everyone can see that their relationship is just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she's convinced herself at this point. Like it's a little too late. Like she's the only person who's going to be able
And
to.
none of the men are even saying, "Oh yeah, this was a like." Well, the first one, the skit thing, or what she calls a skit. Usually, when you see skits like that, where people know that it could be taken wrong, they'll put in the description, "This is a skit" or something like that. They'll like put some kind of disclaimer so that you know it's satire. But like her face and her acting in that second one was so horrible. There is absolutely no way that first one was a skit.
The second one, no, it doesn't seem like a skit. She came out and defended it. You can look them up. I didn't put their full names.
Oh,
on
I'm pretty sure she defended it, but like it's either defend it or admit that your husband is abusive. Like pick.
Wait, Kanta, are you talking about the puzzle?
Yeah, the puzzle lady.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that was a skit either. I don't think
Yeah.
that was a
No,
skit.
I should have clarified. Yeah, the puzzle lady. Both of them were not funny.
So let me quickly. I'm sorry. Were you finished? I didn't mean to interrupt. Nope. Okay. Well, okay. So let me quickly share the inspiration for this video. I actually think I should have framed this video completely different. And maybe I will in the future. But there's something recently that came out because the purple-haired lady at the wedding, that is actually very old. That's like really, that happened a while ago. We're just talking about it now, but it actually happened a while ago. What happened more recently is this video. It's about 47 seconds long.
I promise to always be true to you.
I promise to smack. I promise to smack every.
Promise to always.
Oops, I was on mute the whole time. I'm just kind of scared to play it because it has Lana Del Rey, whoever that is, in the background. But to summarize, his wedding vows were, I promise to smack that ass every chance I get. Someone was like, come on, Cody. You can literally search come on, Cody on TikTok if y'all want to watch it, or YouTube or wherever. But that was his wedding vows. His wedding vows was, I promise to smack that ass every chance I get. That's it. And this was just like the first comment on here says, did we not learn from that lady with the pink hair and her husband's goofy bows? People were talking about the way nobody laughed after he said it. She sees the red flags, but choose to ignore them anyway. I would have 100% walked away. She vowed to hold him accountable. She didn't. So this was a video that reminded a lot of people of that video with the lady with the purple hair. And I found a lot of similarities between them. For example, we see this clip where he's like, I promise to smack that ass, which is reminiscent of the other guy who was also very sexual in his vows, very sexual in his comments about his wife. Not a lot of comments about like her as a human, as a person who he appreciates and enjoys. Nothing like that. Just like, oh, a fleshlight, right? And then later, I'm not even sure if you guys have seen this, by the way, but later, another clip surfaces of her side of the wedding vows. And like the woman with the purple hair, her wedding vows in contrast are so deep, meaningful, lengthy, feel well thought out, and seem to be like, in my opinion, low self-esteem. Like, I'm so glad to be with you. You're the best person ever. And I'm only saying it seems like low self-esteem because not because you're saying, oh my God, you're the best person ever. I love you so much and want to be with you forever. Thank you so much for being with me. But because it's not reciprocated, that's what makes me feel like there's insecurity in the relationship. Two people who are like, you're the best person ever, love it, amazing, no issue with it. One person like, you're the best person ever, and the other person's like, you're here. So, thanks, I guess. You're not all that to look at and you can't cook, but we can have sex. Unlike your wedding day, that's where I feel like, oh, this is very low self-esteem-y. Shortly after that, I saw a video from a TikTok girl. It's in my saved, but I can't find it because I save everything, and I don't like note it or document it or anything. It's just in that TikTok save, so it's gonna sit there till I find it. But she was talking about men who are doing better than terrible men can't take criticism. This is unrelated to the last two videos, by the way. Men who are doing better than terrible men can't take criticism because they think they're done, right? So she describes being in a relationship with men generally, but one example specifically she gave where a man who was genuinely nice to her, very kind person. I think he was more progressive, so like definitely pro women's rights and stuff like that. And generally just what she described as an all around kind or good guy or something like that. She described a interaction with him where he was being misogynistic towards her. And she talked about how she told him that what he just said or did was misogynistic or something, and he couldn't take the critique and he immediately went on the defense. She said he couldn't take criticism because he felt like he was done. Because, in comparison to men who she's talked about in her past who have dogged her out or used her for her body, he looks good in comparison, so he couldn't understand why she was criticizing him at all. When she made that video, there were men in her comments who, like I said in the beginning of the live stream, were saying, oh, you'll never find a man with that mentality. He was already kind. Why do you have to go telling him about he's being misogynistic or something? If you're looking for the perfect man, you're never going to find a man and you're going to die alone. And that's so weird because it feels like we are taking a test, right, when we're dating, specifically her. So it feels like she is administering a test to men, right? And you can be graded on a scale of 0 to 170 is passing, or I don't know your grading system. And everyone is failing. All of the men are failing. Some of them are making 2s, some of them are making 60s, 50s, 40s. And because the men who are making 60s are doing better than the men who are making 40s, they feel like they're done because they're at the top of a curve on a test where everyone failed. And it feels like they want to be graded on a curve as opposed to being graded actually for like the content of their character or something. So that's actually what inspired this video. The idea that it feels like women, in my opinion, will describe what seem like completely reasonable standards, or she wasn't even expressing a standard. She was just like, that thing you did was misogynistic and he couldn't handle it. Like he blew up on her. And men in her comments couldn't handle it. They blew up on her and told her she was going to die alone. So I was just like, okay, this Cody thing where he's like, I promise to smack my wife ass every chance I get, comes up after I see this content, and I'm like, okay, so what happens when women actually like lower their standards and be like, okay, it's just a red flag, so what about it? I feel like you end up in marriages like these or in relationships like these where your husband is punching a puzzle, then you come online to defend him, or your husband is talking about smacking your ass at a wedding and you come online to defend him, or your husband is talking about you're my fleshlight at his wedding in front of the world. Essentially, I think 20 million people have seen the most viewed one. And his who is it, like the pastor and his mom and his children and extended family on both sides. Like, what happens when you settle? I feel like you end up in a marriage where you're constantly being embarrassed and treated terribly by your partner, and you're forced to, by your own ego or insecurity, defend them in some way. It feels like this is what men are saying to settle for when they're in the comments saying you're going to die alone, when women are describing not accepting like an abusive man or a misogynistic man or like something that feels like the bare minimum. That's what inspired this video. And I feel like the video could have been framed better because I feel like we just looked at the women and dragged them for staying with the men. I definitely feel like this should have been a more male-centric video. So maybe we'll try this again because I don't know if I like how the video came out actually. So
I don't feel like, well, I'm a male, so, but I don't feel like it was too male centered, but I also wasn't, but I also wasn't judging the women very harshly for staying in those situations because when you think about it, Puzzle Lady could have had much worse experiences with men. So to her, a man smashing a puzzle she worked on might have broken her heart, but like that's nothing compared to what she dealt with in the past. So I don't know. I gave the women in these videos a lot of empathy, actually. I wasn't looking at them like they were stupid.
Yeah, at the most, I think it's like frustrating for us to literally watch your husband do this and then you come out and be mad at us instead of him. I think that's frustrating. But ultimately, this man, like, well, she said that was a skit, so I won't talk about that. But this man, well, even him, he like is okay with you embarrassing yourself online, and then instead of like coming out to, I don't know, defend your wife from the critiques online, explain yourself. You got your wife out here defending you, which is weird to me. Those
I
men
mean,
end up.
even Derek Jackson did his
Hmm?
own apology video. I said even Derek Jackson did his own apology video, and he's trash.
Huh. Did he do his own, or did he have his wife with him? No, he did. He did.
He did his own. He had her hostage, but he did it.
Yeah,
He
no.
did the apologizing.
Sorry. What's wrong with dying alone again? That's what I said earlier in the video. Do people not understand that when you have a choice to be single or settle for filth, it's not a flex for you to say you're going to be single, for you to come in women's comment section and say y'all gonna be single forever if y'all don't settle for us, when you're describing yourself as filth. You understand that's not a flex, right? There's nothing wrong with being alone if the alternative is settling for filth out of desperation or insecurity. So
Also, most people die alone unless you die in a plane crash. Like, typically, you're gonna die alone anyway, so it doesn't even make sense. And usually, women have their family around them when they die, and men are more likely to die alone.
yeah, Bourbon Booch said these men are dying in these nursing homes alone. That's what the research says. The only time women die alone, well, not die alone, since they will be surrounded by their family and friends, as you said, but when they're with a man who might isolate them from family, or this was interesting to learn, when women have cancer, apparently they men just leave. So you might die alone then. Well, if you mean alone by like not having a man, those women with cancer still seem to have family and friends around. So the men with cancer, the men with cancer, they have their wife around, nobody else. But that wife is gonna be there, nursing them back to health. Kids left, don't talk to him no more. Family don't talk to him, but his wife gonna stick behind him till she leave. So yeah, women are deciding to leave. So maybe there'll be a shift. Well, I think there already is a shift, but more.
Okay, so I think for those relationships that you just showed today, those women would have to be held at gunpoint for them to get the message that that man is not a good man. Because don't abuse victims, they don't leave until what, the 8th or 9th time something happens?
I don't feel like you should have been held at gunpoint, because I feel like they find that funny. One specifically I'm thinking about will probably be like, it was just a joke. We just do that from time to time. Teehee. Teehee. It's not funny, but if y'all hear something, it's because I'm opening my mail.
He's rolling a blunt.
This is literally mail. This is literally mail. I'm trying to take the identifiable stuff off.
Whatever you say, Petty.
It's mail. It's a letter. Literally.
Mail with weed in it.
From grandma.
Nah, I heard a grinder earlier.
Grinder? No, I don't use that app, sir. Now, what y'all not about to do is try and insinuate something about me. That's what y'all aren't going to do. You're not going to insinuate anything about me. Don't you have Grinder?
I think that was a question for you, Cancer.
No, that was a question for you.
Why are you petty?
No, I don't have it.
So you have Grinder and you lie. I heard the people who lie get really silent when they get caught. Is that true, Kenny?
I need someone to come confiscate your soundboard right now. I don't appreciate this.
What I realized is I'm not gonna go viral without a soundboard. So,
Did you buy a soundboard just for that purpose?
oops.
And there's one sound effect. Where are the other sounds? You're not even good with the soundboard.
Why do I need more than one?
Oh, see, you're not good because you should have said, "Why do I need more than one?" And it should have gone doom.
No,
you should have
why
used
would it go doom then? People, and that's why I called y'all childish in the first place.
Here you go.
Because y'all don't understand being an adult. That's what y'all don't understand, being grown. But y'all understand being childish. If it's one thing y'all understand, it's being childish. That's what I think. But yeah, you don't need more than one button. I think one's enough. Anywho, let's go into the after show since we ain't talk about nothing no more. And we can have a brief after show.
You really want to catch fucking 300?
Oops. Okay. Somebody said I triggered them. I apologize, Alicia. My apologies. Y'all know what time it is?
It's Alicia. Wow, he rolled his eyes. He rolled his eyes at Alicia. That's so rude.
Okay, so the Discord is open once again. I'm going to show my Discord care and attention. That's what
Petty. I'm gonna post a nice guys video I was watching yesterday. I actually fell asleep watching it because it's super long. But it's just a bunch of nice guy posts from all over the internet. I'm gonna send it to you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, cuzzo. Good looking out.
Okay, well, y'all have a good night. I can feel my traction alopecia acting up.
The what? So I feel like you guys already know what time it is. We need no introduction. Cantor.
Ew, stop it.
What are you doing, Betty?
Oh, just checking, making sure we're all
Sorry,
attentive.
I was baking. I had to mute myself because I was over here making all the noise.
What kind of noise are you making?
Stop it. I'm baking, Betty. I'm trying to not leave me alone.
Okay, so y'all know what time it is. Without further ado, we can get into these memes. That's what we can do.
Hey, how you doing?
Let me get
my humor is broken. This is a video about a very tempting bag of chips.
Мужики, отступил Петр Петрович. Я не знаю. Мне сказали, ваши пятости, выступление товарища Резинкина. Мужики, отступил Петр Петрович. Я не знаю. Мне сказали, ваши пятости,
Don't worry, everyone. He lived, most likely. You can trust me. Let's get in these comments. If it's kettle cooked jalapeno chips, I don't blame him. Thank you. I'm glad people say what I'm thinking. I'm glad. The road couldn't be straighter. I'm trying to understand why he didn't just pull over to get the chips. If I was the owner of that lorry, I would have sued the hell out of him. That's just so freaking stupid. My dude really crashed on a straight road with no cars. His glasses fell off to reveal his second pair of glasses. Wait, what? Hold up. I must have missed that. Let me just watch closely real quick. He said, I've been driving for 20 years. I know what I'm doing. He undid his seatbelt and then crashed. Oh, he is wearing 2 pairs of glasses. Interesting.
At some point, you have to just like tell yourself, maybe it's better to pull over.
Nah, he's been doing this for 20 years. I think he knows a little more about it than we do. I'm not going to tell a truck how to do their job. It's all fun and games until you find out you're allergic to hair dye. Oh, I remember this one. This one was really subtle. It took me a while to get this. it took me a while to get it. But once I got it, I laughed at this for hours. It's like really, really subtle. Do y'all see it? It's all fun and games until you find out you're allergic to hair dye.
Wait, I was about to say I don't get it, but then you switch picture. That's not real. That's edited.
Do you see the subtle difference though? Yeah, if you blink, if you blink. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of her appearance, by the way. It's just the stark contrast. Like y'all don't understand. I didn't even see there was a second picture, so I was just looking and looking. And I accidentally swiped my first time viewing, and it got me for a bit. Yeah, a little. It's a subtle difference. Wait, what? She looks like she's about to invent white people. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? No way people believe this is real. She got a thought. Oh, all it takes is one needle. Oh, nothing prepared me. Oh, different skin tag. People are saying this is a different person. Well, we need to find out who it is and help them. That's what we need to do. What is going on? Oh, that has music in it that we can't look at.
I put a meme in the private chat.
We're about to look at one of Kenny's memes. I'm just giving that disclaimer because if it's terrible, y'all ain't about to blame me. Is there copyright music in this?
No, there's no music.
Okay. Yeah, if it's bad, it's Kenny's meme. If it's not bad, then I picked it out for him.
Hey, watch where you going, boy.
You want to fight?
Yeah.
Do you want to fight?
Yeah, I got that old
Now for some homie love. Someone said they are just doing this as an excuse to kiss each other. They're never beating the allegations. French people, when they greet each other. Yes, Alicia, it was a biscuit. Finally, we get a real kiss. Finally. Why, bruh, why is my Instagram reels filled with men kissing? Oh, I have bad news for you. Oh, well, you probably know. Or maybe you don't. My daughter fell through.
Kenny, where are
It's
you
the
getting these
it's
memes
the
from?
reason of the Popeyes. No, my Twitter is filled with stuff like that. I bookmarked them.
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to laugh at that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch and evaluate.
Okay.
My daughter fell through the ceiling earlier today. Don't worry, everyone was fine. Now, the video isn't what I found funny. What I found funny was the comments. Somebody said, "Why are American houses made out of cardboard?" Somebody asked, "How is she fine?" And somebody said, "I hate when people drop in unannounced."
The unannounced comment is my favorite. I like
That's
that.
my favorite. That is my
But
favorite.
she definitely landed on the little baby that was going down the stairs, right? That didn't look like she landed on the toddler that was walking down the stairs.
If she did, that's her back. That's her back right there. That's a bike.
Yeah. She's right there. Yeah.
Just ran down. Let's do two more.
How to throw a punch with acrylics on. In my last video, you saw me rolling up my fingers like this to create a fist. Obviously, you can do that, and it hurts very, very much. So here's how to throw a punch. This doesn't work, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna either hit with your palm, like that. That still works, right? Or with this part of your finger. So you're not gonna curl it all the way in. You're gonna hold it like that. Still works. It doesn't hurt you. Here's how to throw a punch.
This isn't a meme. I just think this is important. Somebody said, or just take two of your fingers and put the acrylics in their eyes. That too. Somebody said, this is what an alpha male looks like, confident in his masculinity and helping women. Now, this is masculine behavior. It said, what I really want to say is, it's one thing to have acrylics on for an example, but to paint them Caribbean blue, wait, y'all know the color palette? Is next level commitment. Teaching ladies and drag queens how to throw punches. What a king. Absolutely. And he has good taste in color. That's all.
Yeah, that wasn't a meme. That was educational. Why are you side-eyeing me?
Anywho, let's do one more. This also isn't a meme. These are just black girls that I thought looked pretty.
This could describe your outfits with a song. What song would it be?
Wait, are you thinking what I think?
Period. Yeah.
Oop, I can't play that music. I just thought they actually embodied the song that they picked perfectly. And everybody was like so cool in the comments. Well, not everybody, because they were men who were like, I'm not attracted to women like that. And the women were like, who is dressing for you? Who do you think is dressing for you? Who do you think is dressing for Bernard Jones? Oh yeah, this outfit's gonna kill Bernard Jones on Instagram comments. This is gonna
They
kill it.
remind me of have you ever heard of Flyana Boss?
Who?
That's who they remind me. Flyana Boss.
They're about to Google. That's what I'm about to do.
That's who they remind me of. They look good. I like it.
Who is this person you have me Googling? Who is this?
No, Flyana Boss is two girls who make music.
I see.
Yeah.
This is the aesthetic you got from that?
No, just similar vibes where they kind of dress like anime characters. Wait, what picture are you seeing? Okay, never mind. Put it in the Discord, because
these people?
Not. Oh yeah, she's got like the elf ears. Yeah, that's more what I was talking about.
Okay, I can see it. I can see it a little bit. But Flyana Boss will never be these two random girls off the street. These outfits are for the girls and gays, not the men. Period. Royal high coded. What does that mean? Oh, people are actually in the comments just hating them for no reason. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Literally, they're just out having fun. That's it. They're just having fun. Anywho, when your man doesn't support your material girl lifestyle, oops, there's music. Oh, this must be one of them Indian, what's it called? Is it Bollywood?
Bollywood.
Whatever my grandma used to watch on TV, and it always like does slow motion rewind like 15 times. I'm here for it. I think that's the last meme I have. The other ones have music in them. Oh, here's a guy.
Question. Am I corny or am
This one has music too. He just wants to know, is he corny or is he cool? Because he always felt like he was a pretty corny guy, but it's like, is corny cool now? Because, you know, if it is, it works for him.
That's not Jaleel White?
Nah, it's Cleveland Brown. I don't know. I don't know who it is. It's not Jaleel White, though. His family definitely matters to him. Let me see. 11 inches minimum. I don't know what that means. You look like you read the newspaper. You look like a cool black father in Disney movies. White black man. I don't know what that means. Somebody said his fit is tough. He definitely.
I
Somebody
feel like
said
those.
he sold.
God help me. I feel like those pants are too tight to not have a print, and that's all I'm gonna say.
He sold somebody crack in the 80s. That's what the comment said. That's exactly what the comment said. Oh, why is Tyrese's Django audition tape? No, we don't have to look at that. I think that's the last meme I have for you guys. That's all I got. That's it.
Wait, can you put the Django one in the Discord? I want to see that.
I just feel like you guys are going to make fun of it. I just feel like y'all are going to make fun of Django. The real Django. Oh, I looked at, so there were more clips. That's why I saved this. Who is this? I don't know who that is. But he was playing the part very well. Very well. I didn't realize there were like 6 more clips of him in Django auditioning in separate scenes. Can you see it? Like, can you see this man being like, I'm a free y'all? I don't know what happened in Django. I assume he freed some people. Can you see Tyrese freeing people? No?
No.
Okay. That's all I got for you. That's all I got. Any last thoughts?
You know, I'm just here for giggles.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for having me on.
Of course. So be sure to leave. Oh, here's something interesting. I've been into. Have you guys ever heard of modern art? No. Let's look at some modern art because I think it's important. Also, be sure to leave a like if you haven't already on the video. We're going to leave soon. And the likes help. So let's look at some modern art because I think this is important. So somebody said they're gonna tell their kids this was the original Black Panther. And then he's screaming to be purchased. Other people were in the comments saying, this is why I don't want to be black. You're making the black community look bad. I don't understand why somebody see one black person and then feels like they now need to condemn the black community. I have no idea why people. This is why we are a mockery to white society. Really? This one
Grow
black
up.
man?
That SpongeBob meme matches perfectly.
Yeah, that was. I was gonna say the same thing, Cancer. That SpongeBob meme was on point.
That's the only meme I align with here. Is that my friend? Find her putting some SpongeBob memes in here on the video. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got. I don't have anything else. I don't know what you want from me.
Stay out that drawer. God, I'm not playing with you. Give it here. Give it here. Give it here, Kendall. Give it here. KJ.
The fact that he was trying to run but can't even walk. I'm not getting in those comments. Oh, no. That's just scary. I don't like that one.
Hi, this is Michael Jackson. And this is Ariana Grande. And we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hi.
That is not Ariana Grande. She doesn't even have the high ponytail. Please stop playing with me.
Thank you. Like the way that she's just pretending to be Ariana Grande and Michael Jackson is right here. You are embarrassing yourself in front of an icon. Disgusting.
Exactly.
Let me see what's going on here.
Man! No, this my dad. Jesus Christ. What happened? You bad man. No. Man! No, this my dad. Jesus.
Did you bite my hand? What have you been eating? Can you reduce it, please? Why are y'all aggressive on African TikTok? I mean, African Instagram. His daddy almost lost his whole life. Your dad wish he had hair to neutralize the pain. All right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's all I got. That's all I got. Somebody said Zendaya is sneaking a rotisserie chicken into the movie theater. Anywho, her face is killing me. She looked so proud. So proud. When the teacher told the class to put their thinking caps on. Who stole the vault full of all my money? Me with the comically large hat the size of a safe. Me looking in the security guard's eyes as I leave the Apple store with a MacBook Pro in my hat. Okay. I think we're done here. That's all we got. That's all we got. Final comments? Going once?
Are these the real final comments?
Yep.
Good night.
Thanks for having us on.
Of course. And since the rent is due, let's go ahead and watch.
That the Bible said at that time that Jesus he told the disciples he said I was sent by my Father. That the Bible said at that time that Jesus he told the disciples he said I.
Somebody said with an organ backing him, he would be all right, actually. They say he's not saying anything. He's just saying like one word and then grunting in between. Anywho, now we're actually.
Do you remember that? Do you remember when Trump's pastor went on and she's like, "The angels are coming from Africa. The angels are coming from Africa." That's what that gave me.
Is that what it means? So
you don't know who I'm talking about? The white woman who was pretending to speak African. Okay, I'll find it and put it in the Discord.
Since you're able to decipher things, Decipher this, please. I think we've seen this before, but I do think this is important. And then we can go after. Y'all, they remember it. I don't remember.
You can hear us. Please, Donald Trump. Please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump. Please. I'm asking you. Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away from me. In dear God's name, please stop these people. You can hear us. Please, Donald Trump. Please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump. Please. I'm asking you. Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away
You
from
can't translate this?
me. In dear God's name, please stop these people.
The fact that black people are approaching his car as he starts crying.
He said,
This man
please,
can't
white
stand.
Jesus, please get these niggas away from my car.
That's all I have, actually. I can't play the rest of these. I can't. Yeah, I actually can't. No. All of them are not
Yeah, Purple Lover said it was Paula White. Yeah, it was Paula White.
Paula White.
Yeah, that's the woman who was praying for the angels from Africa.
Paula White, African angels. Y'all thought we weren't gonna fact check? No, thank you. Not disabling my ad blocker. Why do you think it's there? To be disabled? Goofballs. Anyway, megachurch pastor.
You should have YouTubed it. Oh, there's the video. Okay.
Pastor Paula White calls on angels from Africa and South America to bring Trump victory. Megachurch pastor and televangelist, whatever that is, Paula White Kane, who is a spiritual advisor to President Donald Trump, delivered a prayer service Wednesday night in an effort to secure Trump's re-election. During the service, which was streamed on Facebook Live, interesting, White Kane called on angelic reinforcement from the continents of, Africa and South America. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done, she says. Hey, I remember that. How did I just remember that as I read that part specifically out loud? For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. In the name of Jesus from South America, they're coming here. They are coming here. Nope. I think that might be copyright. Africa Angel. Let me see if we can find something, shake something on YouTube.
Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda ata ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now.
Black women, you better watch out. White women are evolving.
When I tell you this video kills me every time.
You better watch out. They coming.
I'm trying to figure out how I forgot about this.
How did I forget about this? How did I? About the
Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming.
Angels from where are being dispatched?
No, we're not gonna listen to Kev.
And Kev don't make it better. Like his faces.
Oh, Princella is live. I wonder what Princella is talking about. Well, I'm about to.
You heard it here. Everyone head over to Princella.
Oh no, I'm not about to head over to Princella. It is past my
Me
bed.
neither.
But if y'all, yeah, she's live. So if y'all are thirsty for live still, she is live. Who else is live? Is anybody else live? Nope. Cause I know what's her name be going live too. One thing about it, Amari. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I greatly appreciate your support. Please continue to support by hitting the like button and subscribing if you aren't already. My name is Prince Petti, and this has been Man with a Mic. See you next time.